So as we've been saying for now that the High Command has finally given clearance. So they have ascertained the views of all the MLAs, the 40 MLAs. Majority of the MLAs, nearly 21 of them, with Mr. Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu, who has been the campaign committee chief, and it's in that context that they have decided that he will be the next chief minister of Himachal Pradesh. A formal announcement will be made in a short while. He has also 3 or 4 MLAs which were amenable to the decision, who would support him. And then, of course, Pratibha Singh, who was the next contention, had a certain amount of MLAs, but not significantly enough to be able to get the requisite number to ensure that she would be the candidate, even though she stays the CPC chief. So the decision of the High Command is to have Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu. They will definitely accommodate the Veerbhadra family and that entire faction. But the decision has been made with the fact that there is a need for stability, there is a need for implementing the Congress's manifesto, and it's in that context Mr. Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu will be the next Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh.
With that breaking news, Sunil, you used the word accommodate. So how easy or difficult is that going to be, or how much of a challenge is that likely to be for the High Command, who it seems like from what you're saying pretty much had their hands tied. They had to go in support for Mr. Sukhu because he had the maximum number of MLAs. But the fact that he is a well-known Veerbhadra critic who is staking claim for the Chief Minister's post, what does that make? How easy or difficult does it make it for the High Command to accommodate Mr. Veerbhadra's wife and his family?
Well, it is always difficult, especially when you see those protesters that are taking place outside the hotel of Cecil. So these are definitely issues that have to be countered always. That is something that is a factor. That's the reason for why the Congress lost out in Madhya Pradesh. With those who remember Jyoti Aditya Scindia, who had around 20 MLAs at that time, ultimately he was upset, and those 20 MLAs then subsequently joined the BJP, and the rest is history. And they broke the Congress party just before COVID, and then ultimately the government was formed in Madhya Pradesh with the help of the Scindia MLA. So it's in the same context now. We'll have to wait and see what plays out, but definitely here it's a matter of adjustments that have to take place. Pratibha Singh definitely was leading from the front. She's been keen for a very long time to ensure that she was in contention. But the fact that if you don't get the support of the MLAs, and the fact that she, in her own constituency, where she's contest from, hasn't been able to get the requisite numbers in terms of strength, that has been a possibility, the reason for why she hasn't been able to get that coveted post of Chief Ministership.
All right, and Sunil, this decision was taken by the party high command. By that, do we mean the new Congress president? Do we mean the Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi, who many party leaders have credited for the Himachal Pradesh Assembly poll wins? What do you know of that decision?
Sarah, unlike the BJP, and we must put this in perspective, here definitely the decision is taken by the Congress President, Mr. Kharge, but Mr. Kharge has definitely consulted the Gandhis. He has definitely, when I say the Gandhis, it is Sonia Gandhi as well as Rahul Gandhi, as well as, of course, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who campaigned there, as well as the General Secretary in charge of the organization based on the observer points. There are senior leaders who had come, Bhupesh Baghel, Mr. Bhupender Singh Hooda. They're all strongmen of the Congress party, along with Mr. Rajiv Shukla. And no decision is taken without consulting them. So it is definitely in that context that all were taken on board. And ultimately, the will of the legislative party in an election in a state like Madhya Pradesh, when the MLAs speak and they give their viewpoints to the observers, I think that needs to be respected, and that's the decision of the High Command.
Sunil, okay, can I ask you, like, in your opinion, was this election even more unique or special for the Congress, given that they won Himachal Pradesh, would you say, without the central leadership, where they drew on a pool of local elites to push its candidates?
There are 4 or 5 issues which really resounded, despite the fact that the Prime Minister of this country made it an election for him. He crisscrossed the state for the maximum amount of times, but there were a number of issues. One, of course, the old pension scheme, the other, the Agniveer, price rise, and then, of course, the fact that, as you rightly pointed out, not only local elites, but relying on the Congress senior leadership of the party within the state to work together actively and ensure that whoever they put up, they fight unitedly to take on the BJP. This was no mean election. Every media channel, every possible contender made it clear that one way or the other, the BJP and Mr. Nadaun, who's his home state and he's the BJP president, had made it a prestige battle, that they were winning. Every opinion poll, every exit poll had made it clear that it was going to be a close fight, and nobody ever figured that it will be a 40-25 situation. So it's in that context that definitely this was no mean election. This was a different election, and as Sachin Pilot pointed out, a myth has been broken that in northern India, for the first time, despite you having a prime minister crisscrossing, they have been able to at least break that what is known as the Rubicon in terms of ensuring that the Congress is in the reckoning after 2018, where they won Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh in that election.